Hi, I'm Steve Troy, the CEO of Aerofund Financial. Welcome to the Aerofund Business History Minute. In the 1820s, the Port of Baltimore was in danger. The threat was coming from the newly opened Erie Canal. This new waterway promised to provide a commercial gateway to the west, bypassing Baltimore's thriving harbor. For its salvation, local entrepreneurs looked across the Atlantic to a new transportation system called a railroad. In 1828, the citizens of Baltimore broke ground for what would become the Baltimore-Ohio Railroad, the first in America. The railroad's objective was to connect Baltimore with the Ohio River and the West. Initially, the railroad was to be powered by horses. Most every citizen in Baltimore had invested in the B&O, including Peter Cooper, a successful entrepreneur and inventor. Peter was so enthusiastic about the railroad, he bought 3,000 acres of swampland east of Baltimore, which he drained and flattened for future development. He also built an ironworks to make rails for the railroad. Unfortunately for Cooper and the citizens of Baltimore, it all came crashing down in 1830 when it became obvious that animal power was no match for the mountainous terrain. While others were ready to write off their investment, Cooper went to work to solve the problems of the B&O. Using old parts of every kind, he emerged after several weeks, having successfully built America's first steam-powered locomotive. He christened it Tom Thumb. Cooper convinced the board of directors of the B&O to visit his shop for a demonstration of his invention. With the board assembled, Cooper rolled back the giant doors of his warehouse only to find that vandals had broken in the night before and stolen all of the copper from his locomotive. It took days to repair and several more to convince the board to make a return trip. Only this time, the Tom Thumb was waiting on the tracks, attached to a rail car, ready for an inaugural demonstration. Speeding down the rails at an astonishing 18 miles per hour, the board of directors were ecstatic with excitement. Tom Thumb was not the only of Peter Cooper's inventions. It was Cooper who invented and patented the first gelatin, which we now know as Jell-O. If you know someone who could benefit from Aerofund Financial's accounts receivable services, take a minute. Give us a call.